Hello everyone, welcome to Voxcel. So in this video we're gonna see how to attempt agree or disagree essay, and for that we are taking example of Cambridge Book 20th first test task 2. This is of academic. Okay, we will see how to attempt this particular task. But before this, we will understand the marking process. I will just give you the brief so that you should know how your essay is marked, what teachers are looking at, and like what you can do to improve your essay. So basically, there are four parameters that you need to take care of. First is task response, then coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, grammatical range and accuracy. So in short form, you must have heard about TR, CNC, LR, GR and A. So these are the four parameters teachers are looking at, and each parameter consists of 25% of your total scores. So you cannot say like one parameter is more important than the other. All parameters are important equally, so you have to take care of all of them. So if you want to find out more about them, you can visit IELTS official website. You will be able to find like what consists of task response, what consists of coherence and cohesion, like what how lexical resource like vocabulary is marked, how grammar is marked. So you can find all about them on your IELTS website. So if you are unable to get band 7 or more even after multiple attempts and you want our help, you can go to our website that's in the video description below, and I'm also going to tell you at the end of this particular video, and you can get yourself enrolled in our online video course and classes. In our course we have discussed thoroughly about all these four parameters, like what mistakes students usually make and why you are not able to get all elusive band 7 or more, like what teachers are looking at, what probable mistakes you may be doing, and if you want like in-depth analysis of all those parameters, you can enroll our video course. So now let's start. So first, what you have to do is you have to focus on the prompt. What do I mean by that? So you should read the question carefully and not just some words. So what students usually do is they just read like one, two, three, four words, and those words that are like most they think is are more important or most important. So they just focus on that. They do not focus on the entire question carefully. So for example, this is our question that we're going to deal with today. Okay, so this is the question of book number 20th, test 1. So the question says access to clean water is a basic human right. Therefore, every home should have a water supply that is provided free of charge. Do you agree or disagree? So this is our type, agree or disagree. So these are your words that are given in your question, like in your every question, at the end of your every question. So you have to write at least 250 words. So what students usually do is they just look at water supply, or they look at clean water, and they just write everything about they know about clean water. Yes, I agree, clean water should be given to humans because A, B and C. But the question is not only about clean water, the question is about like every home should have water supply free of charge. Okay, so every home free of charge, and that clean water supply. So these are your important words, keywords you can say, that you have to take care of, not only just water or clean water. I hope it is clear. So first, I'll just give you a brief idea what TR looks like. So if you do not focus on the entire question, what the problem can be, just let me just point out that. So if you look at, this is your band 5, this refers to band 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is how your on your official IELTS website these parameters will be given. Okay, so if you do not focus on your complete question and focus only on like one or two main words, like in that particular question we have seen clean water, and if you write everything you know about clean water, but you will not get more than band 5 in your TR. Why? Here it is written the main parts of the prompts are incompletely addressed. So you are not completely addressing the prompt. Okay, so here if you look at band 6, they have written the main parts of the prompts are addressed. Okay, though some may be more fully covered than the others, but you have addressed the main parts of the prompt. Okay, so in 7 main parts are appropriately addressed. So in 8 you will see appropriately and sufficiently addressed, and here in 9 is appropriately addressed and explode in depth. So that's the basically difference in the parameters, or like in these sorry about that, in these 5 parameters. So basically if you are only looking at some words and not all, so you will not get more than band 5 in your TR. So if you are not getting more than band 5 in your TR, you will not be getting band 7 or basically any score that you are looking for more than 6. Okay, so you will stuck at like 6 or 6.5, you will not be getting 7. I won't think you will be even getting 6.5. So you have to be very careful about that. All right, so moving forward, now we're gonna see structure that we're gonna use here. So we will use 4 paragraph structure. First will be our introduction, second will be our body paragraph 1, third will be our body paragraph 2, and fourth will be our conclusion. So this is the 4 paragraph structure. Let me write here. That's our 4 paragraph structure that we will follow for our agree and disagree essay. Now, first, what you have to do is you have to think of ideas. So I will give you some time so you can pause the video and think of ideas. And you can just obviously, if the question is, let me write here. The instruction were saying, do you agree or disagree, right? The instruction words were saying like this. So, sorry about that. Uh, you have to pick one side. Either you're gonna agree or you're gonna disagree. You can think, okay, or you can think of both sides. Like you can think of, sorry about that, you can think of ideas in agree or in ideas those are in disagreement, and pick one side. So if you want some time to think about ideas yourself, you can pause the video. I'm gonna just share some ideas with you now. So let's see, for if I want to agree with this, I will say yes, every home should have clean water because let me change the color. It is essential for public health. Yes, water is essential for health. It reduces burden on individuals, promote equality. If I want to disagree, I'll say increase burden on governments and promote water waste. Okay, so we will discuss. Okay, in this video what you're gonna do, what we're gonna do is we're gonna see one sample for each, one sample for agree, and we will see one sample if we disagree with the statement, so that you can know that doesn't matter whether you agree or whether you disagree, you will get the same band scores as you deserve if, depending on the 4 parameters. So let's begin. Okay, so this is our question. Access to clean water is a basic human right. So this is our like basically a statement we have been given. Therefore, every home should have a water supply that is provided free of charge. So agree or disagree. So for introduction, what we're gonna do is we from here to here we will paraphrase. Okay, so this is our paraphrasing. Since access to potable water is a fundamental right for every human, it is therefore often argued that this essential resource should be given to all households without any cost. So from here to here, we have paraphrased here in this particular sentence. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give our opinion. So you should give your opinion in your introduction. You should not keep the examiner hanging. It should not be a mystery. Your essay should not be a mystery. Okay, you should be very clear. You should tell beforehand what you're gonna do, like whether you're gonna agree or you're gonna disagree with this particular statement, and you can also give your ideas or your reasons for your agreement or your disagreement. Let's see how to write that. I completely disagree. So first we're going to look at the disagreement type essay. I completely disagree with this statement because it would place an unsustainable financial burden on governments and lead to irresponsible use of water. So why we are disagreeing with this particular statement that every home should get water free of cost? Because this will get give like put or place unsustainable burden on governments. This is my first idea, and it will lead to irresponsible usage of water. It's my second idea. So this idea I will write in my paragraph 1, and this idea I will write in my paragraph 2, as we have discussed earlier. Clear? So this is our introduction. If if you see closely, uh, if you break it up like this, you will be able to understand how to write it effectively. All right, now we will begin paragraph 1. So, body paragraph 1. The primary reason for opposing complementary water service for each house is the immense financial burden it would put on the state. So here what we do is we just give the outline, or you can say topic sentence. This is called our topic sentence, and we tell the examiner what this paragraph is all about. So we are just stating our opinion, we are opposing this particular view, and we are giving our reason. Now what we will do is we will explain why we are opposing this, why it would do some such kind of thing, why are we not in agreement, or why we disagree with this. Let's see. This is because maintaining the complex infrastructure for water purification and widespread distribution demands substantial and continuous funding. So why we disagree that should be free? Because if you want to maintain the complex infrastructure for water purification, obviously if government is giving like providing water at your home, so water should be purified. They are not gonna give you dirty water or infected water, so they will purify the water first before giving it to you. So the infrastructure for water purification and widespread distribution, the infrastructure demands substantial and continuous funding. All right, so what about that? So if governments do not collect revenue in the form of consumer fees, they will have to either increase the general taxation or divert funds from other vital services like healthcare or education. So we're telling that if governments do not collect the revenue in the form of consumer fees, like if governments do not charge people, okay, for their water use, what they have to do is either they will have to increase the general taxations, basically taxes. Like if they are taxing you at like 10%, they will have to increase the taxation to like 15% or 20%. Okay, either way you are paying for that particular thing. Or what they can do, other thing that they can do is they can divert funds. Like obviously we all know that budgets are fixed for the governments. Okay, so if the budget is 100 rupee, okay, $100, let's just say if the budget is $100 for example, and you want to give free water, and that comes out to be like $40 for example. Okay, so out of those 100, if previously before that you wanted to give $20 to like education, $40 to healthcare, and $40 to your armed forces, okay, things like that, or road sector or whatever. So for that, from that $100 you have to divert $40, so you will have to cut fundings from other essential services. Either way would negatively impact the general public and may lead to decline in quality and reliability of water supply, making such proposition unfeasible. So whatever you do, either you increase the general taxation or you divert the fund. So either way, it would negatively impact the general public. Obviously, either you have to pay more taxes or you will not get proper health care, proper education. All right. So and what on top of that, what can happen is it may decline, lead to decline in the quality and reliability of water supply, because government will not have more funds to repair the, like, so let's just say a pipe burst. Okay, so government doesn't have funds to repair it, so it will keep on going like that. So there will be wastage of water, or the reliability and this of the supply, water supply is affected, something like that. So that's why this proposition or this idea is not feasible. Now what we will do is we will give example to wrap up the paragraph. For example, many places around the world are already struggling to fund for the repairs of their aging water systems, and eliminating this income would only worsen the problem even further. So what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up the paragraph with an example, and in example it's a proof of our main idea, that that's why we are saying this particular thing. So we are saying that many places it is already happening. Okay, so government is already struggling, and if this continues it will only worsen the problem even further. Clear? Now moving on to the second body paragraph. Body paragraph 2. So another reason to consider is that providing water at no cost could promote wastage of water. So again, this constitute our topic sentence. We have told the examiner what this paragraph is all about. So we are gonna tell about promoting of water waste. So to explain, it has been generally seen that when no financial aspect is involved to use a resource, people are far less motivated to use it responsibly. So obviously, if you know that if most people are like that, if they know they don't have to pay a penny for any particular thing, they will use that particular thing more than they need to use it if they were like paying for it. So thus free water provision in all likelihood will result in excessive and unnecessary consumption of water, and the result of this will be severe shortage of water, especially in naturally arid regions. So that's the human nature. You may have, you may know, like a lot of people like this, like who will waste something just because it doesn't cost them, but if it were theirs they would use it like quite cautiously. Now, we will wrap up this paragraph with an example. In many communities where water is not metered, for instance, residential consumption is way higher than in areas where residents pay based on their actual usage. So, we have seen this, or I have seen this, so I have made an example out of that. So in those areas where the water supply is free because of a ABC thing or any particular state, so if there is, so if the water is free, their water consumption is usually way higher than in those cities or those areas where you have to pay for the water or the amount of water that you use. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now we will write our conclusion. So this is our conclusion. In conclusion, I strongly disagree with the idea of supplying water for free to every home, because this would create unmanageable financial load on the governments and encourage wasteful use of this vital means. So what we're gonna do is, in conclusion, we're gonna sum up our main ideas. You're gonna sum up your main points. So these were our main points: financial load, wasteful use. I hope it is clear. So this essay was when we disagree with this particular viewpoint. Now we're gonna see one example or one sample for that, as if for this particular question, if we have to agree with this. So first, this is how your whole essay will look like. So if you look at the whole essay, you will see it is written. Okay, the essay is like quite easy to understand, whatever. Okay, whatever. But how it is written, and if you we want to understand the in depth and all, or like all about this writing, how to write it, how to give examiners what they are looking for, you can enroll in our video course. Now we'll see if we agree with this particular viewpoint. So our introduction, again we know the question. So access to safe water is regarded as one of the fundamental rights of humans, and for this reason some believe that each household should receive clean water at no cost. So again, this is our main question, and we have just rephrased this question. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give our opinion. I completely agree with this view. Now we are gonna agree because it can protect public health and strengthen economic stability. So it can do these two things. That's why we agree that every home should get free water. Now we're gonna again, this idea will be in our paragraph 1, and this idea will be our paragraph 2. Hope it is clear. Moving on. Body paragraph 1. So again, this is our topic sentence. We're going to tell the examiner what this paragraph is all about. The main reason I agree that water suitable for drinking should be given to all without any charge is that it is crucial for maintaining health of individual and community. Okay, now we will tell why it is important. If people reduced the usage of water so as to avoid paying for it, this could lead to unhygienic living conditions and would increase the risk of preventable communicable diseases that spread easily in crowded or poorly maintained areas. So, here we are explaining why water is crucial for maintaining the health. And now we're gonna say, so that's why should it be given free? Thus, ensuring free access to clean water can help communities maintain basic hygiene and prevent common illnesses. So, we're gonna give the result. So, if you give water free, what can be prevented? Alright, I hope it is clear. Now, we'll wrap it up with an example. For example, waterborne infections like cholera and dysentery are common in rural areas around the globe as families restrict their water usage due to the cost involved. So we have like given justification for our idea why it's important, because these infections are common in rural areas. Why? Because people there do not use as much water as they should to keep themselves clean or their surroundings clean. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the second body paragraph. Another reason for supporting free water supply is its impact on families' economy. Now we have told the examiner in our topic sentence what this paragraph is about: impact on economy. So we'll see many people around the world who do low paying jobs or have irregular incomes are already struggling to make ends meet, and if they are required to pay for water in accordance with their use, it will put extra strain on their budget and push them further into hardship. So we will say, like we have told the examiner, this paragraph is about impact on families economy, and we have told what kind of people will have impact on, like those who are doing low paying jobs or those who have irregular incomes. They are already struggling to make ends meet, okay, complete their basic needs, and if they have to pay for their water use, it will put extra strain on their budget. All right, and they will face further hardship. So what should happen then? By removing this cost, governments can ease financial burden on such unprivileged families and allow them to allocate their resources more effectively on managing other essential expenses. And what can governments do is, if they give free water to everybody, this will happen. It will like ease their burden and they can manage their resources more effectively. So we will wrap up the paragraph with an example. In many nations, for instance, authorities offer free water to those living below poverty line or daily wages to ease financial stress on such working class families. So we have told that in some nations or in many nations, this thing happens. Alright, so this is how we wrap up our paragraph. Either we agree or disagree, it will remain the same. The structure will remain the same. Now what we will write? Yes, conclusion. So this is our conclusion. In conclusion, I strongly agree that water ought to be supplied free of cost to all homes because it safeguards public health and provides economic stability to disadvantaged groups. So again, we sum up our main points. I hope it is clear. So if you look at this, this is how your complete essay will look like. Okay. Now, so on the closing note, if you want band 7 or more, so if you're struggling to get your band 7 or more and don't know why, you can enroll in our video course. So what you will get in this course is, in this course you will get in-depth information, all right, about the different types of task 1 and task 2 questions of academic and GT, along with the band 9 sample answers of all Cambridge books from 1 to 20. So this essay was from book number 20th, test 1. Okay, so but we have written example answers for from book number 1 all the way to book number 20. So you will get all the sample answers of task 1 and task 2. So you will get to know what teachers are looking for and how to give that to teachers. So in addition, you can also buy our writing correction service. So if you want your essay to be corrected, to be marked, so that you can know if you are doing the right thing or where you are lacking, you can buy our writing correction service, or you can book your one-to-one speaking slot. So we will tell you where you are lacking, what are the strengths, what are your weaknesses, or what you need to improve on, and if you give exam, how much you are expected to score. So for more info, you can visit our website www.voxel.org. So if you want our services, you can go there and book it. And I will see you in the next video. If you want more such videos, do leave a comment and do like this video. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.